Hey, how's it going, everybody? James here for Paint Game and Cardboard, and welcome to our second video here for our 10-minute board game reviews. And today I wanted to cover from Direwolf Games, Dune Imperium. So if you have not heard of this game, it's a really cool mashup of like a war game and a deck builder in a way. And so the box is not that big, actually. It's actually normal Euro game size. But yeah, today we're going to cover what this game is about, kind of how it plays, and my thoughts of the game. So stay tuned. All right, so welcome to Dune Imperium. And so in this game, it is basically a war game combined with a deck building game. So each player is going to pick which house they want to be a part of, and so you have all the different characters. And if you notice, a lot of the characters resemble their new movie versions, and that's because this is a reprint of the game after the new Dune movies came out. So the cool thing is each character has their own special ability, along with a signet ability that comes out with a specific card in your deck. And then the backside is actually play mats. So this is for up to 4 players. So after you pick all your characters, you would end up having 4 overall mats. And I believe you do have to pick the different houses. So you can't pick like 2 people can be House Atreides as an example. And so in this game, you're trying to vie for the control of Dune. And so it is a points game. There are 2 ways for the game to end. If you hit 10 on the points track, so the first player to hit 10 ends the game, or if you run out of the conflict deck. Generally, there's going to be 10 cards, but for the sake of setting this up, I just kind of put my whole conflict pile here just to kind of show you guys. So kind of the way the game operates is at the beginning of your turn, you're going to take your agents, so you can have up to 3 agents, which I didn't take them all out of the bag, but there's 3 agents in here. And you can assign your agent to different areas on Dune. And it is a deck building game, so I'll just show you as an example, like kind of an opening hand here, because you get 5 cards. And so what you can do is you can, generally these are going to be hidden, but there's 2 phases. First phase is your agent phase. So you'll notice these little symbols on the side of the card, and when you play one of these cards in the agent phase, you can then put one of your little agents, you start with 2, on anywhere that matches that symbol. So you can see here, triangle, circle, or the green up here. If they have anything underneath it, then there's an additional cost to be paid. So like these areas cost water, this costs spice, and then these cost money to do. And so you would just take your guy. So say I just wanted to play that, I would go here, and then you collect whatever the benefit is. In this case, it would be drawing an additional card, and I get an army guy to go to the conflict zone. So I draw my card, and then this would be kind of like face up over here. And this is my hand. Cool thing is, in this game, you have 2 different abilities. So you have your agent abilities in these boxes, and then on the bottom here, you have reveal abilities. So I said that there's 2 different phases. So in the second phase, after people do their agent phases, so it's pretty cool because everybody gets to do their agent phase, and say somebody has more agents, it just means that they're going to do that phase longer than everyone else. But on the reveal phase, you would reveal your cards from your hand, and any of the benefits on the bottom of the cards then come into play. So down here is like stuff like intrigue. I think that's what they call it, intrigue or prosperity or something like that. And that's what you use to buy from the row up here, which are upgraded cards. So if you're familiar with any deck builders, right, you're going to grab these cards. So say in this example, I have like 4. So I could buy like Duncan Idaho. Hey there, Jason Momoa. And then he would go into my discard pile, and then he would become a part of my deck at a later turn, right? And so then you flip over a new one, and so on and so forth. So that's, the deck building part of the game. Where this game kind of differentiates itself is it's all about, the political intrigue and things, and the conflict that's happening around Dune, right? So like I said, this deck right here is one way that the game ends. And so these are conflict cards. And what these do is they assign different rewards to players based on winning conflict on Dune. So as you go through and anywhere where these little white tokens are, that's how you're going to mash troops here. And then if you go to any combat zones, then you can actually take your troops and assign them to combat. And then pretty much whoever has the highest combat value for that turn will win, and so you would get in this case you would get a victory point, right? You go up the victory point track. So victory points are actually very hard fought in this game. You can get victory points for going up these are reputation tracks, and so anytime you get to the second space on any of these, you get a victory point. And then if you're the first player to get into the gold zone, you also steal these for victory points. But other players can get more if they can get higher than you on these tracks or reduce your influence with these different factions. Then they can actually steal these from you, showing the ebb and flow of Dune and you know, the ongoing struggle of the differing factions, right? And then you have spice, gold, or I guess silver, and water as your 3 different resources. So in a way, this is a... if you've ever played any deck builder like Dominion, it's like Dominion kind of meets Risk in a way. It has all sorts of different symbols on here. Don't really want to go over it all for a quick review of the game. And then it has stuff like intrigue cards, which I guess I haven't talked about these. These intrigue cards, and I'll just open it up, are kind of ways to modify the game at certain points. So you have stuff like combat cards, and so these right here, you lose 3 troops in the conflict and gain a point instantly. So like you can do this, kill your dudes off and get a victory point, and you might lose the combat, which means somebody else gets a victory point, or you might be way ahead, play this, lose some troops, but you still end up winning both, right? So these are ways to kind of swing combat. Like there's ones that give you additional blades, which give you combat. And then you have plot cards that you can play during your turn to do various things, like make other players discard, or like this one, you can recall one of your agents, so you can actually play an agent again, which is really good. This one right here, look at the top card of your deck. You can draw or trash it, so you can either take it or be like, I don't want it for the rest of the game, which is really good. Just overall, really neat strategy game. So what are my thoughts? So what are my thoughts of Dune Imperium? I love it. I think that this is a fantastic game. It hits all of my happy spots. Mage Knight is my favorite game, and if you've never played that, it's basically a deck builder RPG. I guess Gloomhaven is kind of like trumped that now, but love Mage Knight, and this feels like Mage Knight, but like the army version of Mage Knight, right? Like you're sending out your agents, you're trying to do things, you're trying to build up a better deck and an engine than everybody else, and it's got like all the cool things that I really, really love from a deck builder, right? Without any of the clunkiness, without any of the like really feels bad moments, because it kind of balances itself in that, you know, only one player can go to an area. I did find that you do need to collect multiple types of resources. I found myself like, you know, starved of water, and so there were certain spaces I couldn't even go to, and kind of noticed a hole in my strategy that way. My one big negative for this is like if it is somebody's very first deck builder, this could be a little overwhelming in a way. Games like Dominion or Ascension, things like that, the cards can be more complex because the cards in this game are actually very easy to understand. They don't have a lot of text. They don't have like a lot of, it's kind of just symbology that you're kind of figuring out. But I could tell my girlfriend, like there was just so many possibilities that initially she was kind of overwhelmed. And I will say, as a piece of advice, when you start collecting the different factions, because there's different factions in the game that are designated on the top of the cards, you kind of want to focus on those factions because they get better. Like as an example, the Fremen, if you're familiar with the movie, it's the guys who live in the sand, right? More Fremen cards that you have, the better they overall become. Same with the Bene Gesserit, but like the spacefaring guys, they were kind of independent, so you could kind of collect their cards independently from the others, right? And then the Emperor was just kind of the Emperor, right? Just really strong, very powerful cards, but cost a lot of money or a lot of intrigue to actually get the cards. So yeah, I would say that this game is a home run. I'm so glad that I picked it up. I'm very happy with this purchase, and I will definitely be playing this one a lot more. Definitely check it out. You know, I picked this one up at Barnes & Noble for $50, so I know it's readily available. It was kind of hard to find until the reprint, so then, you know, they recently reprinted it. So highly recommend. A+. If it sounds up your alley, go pick it up, guys. So I will see you guys in the next board game review here at Paint Games and Cardboard.